In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use the Immersive Reader in Microsoft Forms. If you are not familiar with Microsoft Forms, this is a feature of Office 365 that allows you to create quizzes and polls that you can share with your students. So right now we're looking at an example of a quiz that was created in Microsoft Forms. In order to use the Immersive Reader feature, we're going to need to enable it, and this is going to be necessary anytime you participate in a form if you want to use that particular feature. So underneath the title of the form, you will see these three dots appear over here. By clicking on these three dots, you will get the Enable Immersive Reader option, and you're going to click on that to turn it on. Once we have turned it on, you're going to see icons like this appear next to the title, and you will also see it appear next to any question that is in this particular quiz. In order to have the text read, we're going to go next to the first question, and we're going to click on this icon, and this is going to convert the screen from the traditional looking form to the Immersive Reader screen, which will allow this to be read, but also will give you some options to change some settings here. If we just want to have this read, we can just hit the play button. You can see here this little dotted square. This represents where the Immersive Reader is going to begin. If you wanted to start it out in a different area, you could just click on the next word and it would begin reading there. So if we go ahead and hit play.
This picture best represents asterisk. 5 points. Black land. Red land. Land between two rivers. Land between two deserts.
And then you can hit pause at any time. Now, in order to actually answer this question, the reader does have to go back and exit out of Immersive Reader to go back to the form and actually answer the questions. And that will be told to the student at the end of each question that is read. It will say here, end of question, close the reader to input. If you need to change any settings in Immersive Reader, the settings are very similar in Immersive Reader in all the other Microsoft applications that have this feature, but you will see here next to the play button you have some voice settings. So if you wanted to change the speed of the voice or change it from female to male, you could do so here. You also have some options over here in terms of text preferences. How large do you want the font on the screen? Do you want it larger? Do you want it bigger? Do you want to increase spacing or decrease spacing? And that is a dial you can also click on. You also have the ability to change the font and the theme, which the theme just means the background color. You also have the ability to change some grammar. So if you want to highlight particular parts of speech, you can do so by clicking on any of these dials, and it will highlight all the nouns or the verbs, etc. By default, these will all be off. And then the last feature over here, you have some reading preferences. So when the text is being read, do you want just one line of text to be highlighted so that the reader is not distracted by other text on the screen? You can turn line focus on. By default, again, that will be off. There's also a picture dictionary, which by default is on. So you can see here any words that are in the picture dictionary that Microsoft has a record of, they will see a picture of that word, and they can also have it read to them. In addition, under reading preferences, you also can translate this into another language, which could be very helpful. Those are the main features of Immersive Reader. And again, once the text for this question has been read, in order to actually answer this question in the form, you do have to exit out of Immersive Reader by clicking on this exit button. And then you could then put in your answer and then move on to the next question. And again, as you hover your mouse near the question, you will get the Immersive Reader icon, and you will then enter into the Immersive Reader screen again and have the text read to you. So I hope this was helpful and that the Immersive Reader is very clear on how to use in Microsoft Forms.